Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we'll talk about adab or the etiquettes of attending a murshid and attending shaykh. And so this applies to all the teachers, all the shaykhs, all the ulama, and especially if you're going to attend an Allah's wali, a spiritual leader, and a person, a mentor, a guide. So that applies specifically to the guide. So whenever you go to the spiritual guide, first of all, have a cap on your head and be in the state of wudu, and then when you go there, listen to what Allah's wali says. And if Allah's wali pays attention or diverts your attention towards your own mistakes, take lesson from it, and do not try to give any excuses, even if apparently you disagree with something. Just stay quiet and take the positive things, and just take the message and take the constructive feedback that you should change yourself, because it is Allah's wali's responsibility to give feedback to you on your mistakes. So never ever take anything personal, and make a constructive feedback and rectify yourself. And the time always proves that if Allah's walis gives you some feedback, He's right, and we are wrong. So we should teach a lesson. And if Allah's wali is not kind of giving you feedback and not giving you the right teachings, then I mean, he's not fulfilling his responsibilities. He's not fulfilling his duty. So what is important here is that it's Allah's wali's responsibility. It's just like if a child is about to fall from a roof and his father lets him fall from the roof. So his father is not fulfilling his duty. So he may have to shout, and he may have to slap, or he may have to drag him back in order to let him fall. So from slapping, I'm just telling metaphorically, but he has to drag him back. So sometimes Allah's wali can give you feedback, and whenever you go to Allah's walis, just have some gift, even if it's a small gift, it's a cheaper gift, even if it's a dozen of bananas or something, just take something, and don't say anything unless the wali asks. So you listen, and Allah's wali says. So you are there to listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wali or your shaykh, and you don't tell your story spontaneously, and be very brief, very brief. So even if you're going to a grave of Allah's wali, just very brief. So say salam and come back, but go to say salam quite regularly. So It's whenever you get a chance, once a week, once a month, or once a year, depends on which media you're coming from, whether it's a telephone call or a message, or you're going physically. And then, so just be very brief. And because Allah's wali has to recite uh, his azkar, especially, he has to say salutations on Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam maybe thousands of times. So never waste Allah's wali's time. It's very important. So make it brief. And if Allah's wali says something to you, act upon it. Act upon it, and don't give any kind of excuses. So just uh, so and never ever disobey Allah's wali. So if he gives you some advice, comply with the advice and act accordingly. If he asks you a question, give the answer, and do not say anything which can be cumbersome or a burden on Allah's wali's heart. And harder than that is never ever annoy Allah's wali. So be very, very careful in whenever you are attending or going to Allah's wali or your Shaykh or your teacher. So this is the respect we should get for all our elders, all ulama, all mashayikh. And if you don't understand anything, just have the husnul zan, that have a good faith, and faith that most probably Allah's wali is right and you're wrong. And if you can't understand anything, just have a good faith. Okay? So, and then, and have a firm faith in your mentor. So first, if you have chosen a mentor and that suits your personality, that uh, and that appeals you, so you have taken him as your mentor. And once you have taken anyone as a mentor, then have a good faith. Whether you dislike anything, there could be small things you may not like, but have a good faith and be very firm. Not by firm I means that hold him very firmly, that he is like your father by choice. So all the teachers are like fathers. So similarly, your sheikh, your mentor, is like your father. So, and his father by choice. So hold him very, very tightly and have a good faith. And anything, if he is telling according to the Quran and Sunnah, and which is not against Quran and Sunnah, just just act upon it. And if you act upon Allah's wali's advice, you'll Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you in the hereafter, as well as in the dunya. So because Allah's wali is quite close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we need to understand these things, and we need to develop the habit of respect in ourselves, because if we have respect, if we have, then we are successful. So have respect for everybody in the world, and especially all the ulama of the ummah, and no matter which school of thought they belong to, because they are serving Islam. So all the ulama from Salaf al-Salihin and from other schools of thought, they're highly respectable. So have a respect for everybody and think that everybody is better than you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to give respect to our elders and give affection to our youngers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.